Shalom. Kol Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Y'all want to watch this video from her title is The News Girl on TikTok. And as you can see, fund ICE or shut the government down. We're going to watch what she has to say, and then of course we'll tie it into biblical prophecy. But either way it goes, things are going to get worse, and that's prophecy as well. So let's check this video out, and then we'll grab some precepts.
Fund ICE or partially shut the U.S. government down. As of right now, that's the choice, and we have no idea which way it's going to go. The Senate is back in Washington, D.C. today, and if they don't figure it out, we are going to have a partial government shutdown at the end of the day on Friday, like in 3 days. And that shutdown, if it happens, could impact your tax refund and could impact your travel. More on that part in a second. But first, as I told you in a lot of detail in this video yesterday, the House passed a massive bill to fund several government departments last week. The most controversial is, of course, the funding bill for Homeland Security, which, of course, operates ICE and Customs and Border Protection. The bill currently waiting to be voted on in the Senate gives Homeland Security its annual budget of $64.4 billion, which includes $18.3 billion for CBP and $10 billion for ICE. Senate Democrats are a hard no on this funding for ICE. They do not think giving ICE any more money on top of the $75 billion Republicans already gave ICE in the big beautiful bill without any more guardrails is a really bad idea. As of today, they are all sticking together and they are saying they will vote no. And without at least 7 Senate Democrats voting yes, this massive funding bill is going to fail. And if it fails, that means all of the government departments included in the massive bill would shut down. The non-essential federal government workers at those departments would be furloughed, and the essential federal workers in those departments will have to report to work with no pay. Democrats, so far, have said that's a price they're willing to pay because they believe so strongly that Secretary Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, ICE, and CBP are out of control, and reforms need to be included in this massive bill in order for them to agree to fund anything. Republicans say they do not want another government shutdown, but they also don't want to negotiate anything else in this funding bill because that too would cause a government shutdown. Because if lawmakers make any kind of structural change to the bill, it would then require that bill to go back to the House for another vote. And the House, conveniently, is on recess. So even if Republicans do make all the changes that Democrats want, which they won't, but if they even made some of the changes, we'd still be seeing a partial government shutdown starting at the end of the day on Friday until at least the House comes back into session and passes that exact same bill.
Yeah, okay. So we're a little bit more than halfway, and we're going to pause right there. All she basically goes on to say is she gives an alternative way in which the rest of the bills could be passed, and then they could put like some kind of temporary hold on the DHS funding so that the government doesn't get shut down. Whether that's likely or not, we still don't know. But either way it goes, the only two options is you fund DHS, which means you fund ICE, or the government gets shut down. Either way, you're going to have lots of Americans affected. If the bill gets passed somehow miraculously, but it doesn't seem like it will, and then now the DHS gets the funding that they want, you're going to see more ICE agents out here in these streets. And it's not just going to be Minnesota that's turned up, Minneapolis to be specific. It's going to be all these different states out here seeing ICE agents in the streets, going door to door, knocking on different businesses and at grocery stores, random places. We're going to see them all, and it's going to get even worse. If not, then cool, the government gets shut down. Now people are out of business, people are furloughed, industries get messed up, so on and so forth. All these are different plagues that the Lord is making happen in Babylon the Great right now. And like we always say, when you jump over here to Revelation, the 13th chapter, you have basically two horns that are on the same beast. So Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This other beast is referring to America, and those two horns are referring to the two political parties here in America that govern the entire country, your Democrats and your Republicans. Both of these parties are supposed to be for America, and they want what's best for America, but then, of course, they have different policies in mind. They want different laws to be passed, and if they can't agree, then, of course, the government can get shut down. So it's just a terrible operation. It's a terrible idea, but we've seen it happen before, and this is nothing new. The only reason why this could be really significant is just because of the time in prophecy that we're currently in right now. This right now is Jacob's trouble. What's happening up there in Minnesota, it's going to spread. Now, will it spread just because DHS gets more funding? We don't know how things are going to exactly play out. All we're trying to do is warn you and let you know that these things will get worse. And we're showing you different things that are happening, different decisions, different laws that are being pushed out there that could lead into Jacob's trouble being more widespread. And this could be one of them. This could be one of them right here. Fund ICE, fund DHS, or government shutdown. You got these two different parties, and they just can't agree. And of course, that goes into the book of Mark. It's in a few different places. We'll read Mark 3 and 24 and 25. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So all in all, this place is going down. And Esau knows it, and that's why he's doing different little things and pushing different psyops. That word has been gaining a lot of traction within Israel lately. I guess really within GMS. But there's all these different psyops and bread and circus and things happening in order to, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just really push the minds of the people away from the more important matters. Distractions. That's the word. All these different things are happening just to distract you. But our job as watchmen is to continue watching, of course, continue looking and reporting so that you can be warned. Now you know what time we're living in, and you know what to do in order to make sure that you're right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because this place is falling. It's only a matter of time. And we're extremely close. I'm going to throw that away, and I'm going to grab this one last precept. 2 Ezra 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So more than likely what's happening up there in Minneapolis, it's just going to spread. It's just going to spread. And Jacob's trouble is going to become nationwide, you can say. And that's exactly why the scriptures say a time like never was, nor shall be. It's going to lead into chaos in these streets, looting and rioting. Like up there right now, it's so-called peaceful protests, I guess. But things are going to get so bad, the looting and the rioting, it will come. The breaking into people's houses and businesses, it will come, right? Friend versus so-called friend, neighbor against neighbor, famine, cannibalism, all these things are going to happen as prophesied in the scriptures. So look forward to things, for lack of a better word, getting worse here in America, and embrace it because it's prophecy. But remember, that the Lord is on our side. We're in the time of winning. So the Lord is on our side as long as we continue to do his will and repent and just remain remain faithful. So Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Call Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Udash. Shalom.